Have anything under old business? Yes.
For the good of the order, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I've been concerned about the schism that's developed in the party, and I think I'd ask a question that, did we really not send out the petitions for precinct committeemen that had voted for Mr. Darrow?
No.
Okay.
The party didn't. I want to answer that question.
Okay.
The party didn't send out any petitions. We didn't have the money to do that. We didn't
right.
do it this year.
Well, I think we need to address that whole schism, because, I mean, I've never been part of any of the groups, if anywhere around. I've just done my job as a Democrat. And that's just, it's become a really serious problem that we seem to want to ignore in public. And I think we should address it in public, but we should address that, because we as a pluralistic party is always going to be better if we group everything together. I mean, it got so bad that despite my disagreements with the mayor of Massillon, I was offended by what happened at the Western Star Democratic picnic this year. I don't think that should ever happen in our party. I think that's very unfortunate. So I think you as chairman, and we have to discuss this in this group. I mean, I've been on this committee for 30 years, and I've never seen anything this bad, and I think that's just a terrible thing, and we have to start addressing it. We can't just shove it under the table. We need to get out there and get this thing resolved. I mean, I don't know how you do it, but you got to do it.
I don't either. I mean, if you had a great resolve to that, we would have done it a long time ago. Believe me, I've asked many people. We have some people that can't agree to disagree. And if you can't agree to disagree in politics, you shouldn't be in politics. Simple as that.
Your words, stick to your word.
Well, that's both sides, though. You can't take it just because I hear both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know that I share an office with Perry, so I hear Perry's side. I used to hear more of what the other side was, but unfortunately, I didn't toe the line, so I got in trouble one hit. But it's terrible. These are all good people. We've all walked for them. Some of these people were chairmen of other people's committees, I think, if I recall. They were active in their campaigns. It makes no sense for us to have this occurring, and it's in a leadership role of this party is this executive committee. I think we all should be addressing this issue, and I don't think we should be shoving it under the table, because it's far more serious than anything I've ever seen.
If you have a suggestion, love to hear it. Simple as that.
Well, you're the chairman. You're the one that has to really take the lead on this and sit down and talk to people.
If I can't put them in a room, Larry, that's not going to happen.
For instance, put out the rumor that the party had anything to do with those mailings.
I just told you that.
Well, I understand that, but that's the first time I've heard it.
Okay.
And I'll relay that back. That's there are always going to be power shifts in a party. That's not going to stop. And if the power shift of those people are the ones doing it, they're going to do it the other part. But then what's going to come of our party if this continues the way it is? That's all I'm saying.
I grew up in Cleveland, and I'm going to tell you, this is child's play. Okay? I mean, I grew up watching George Forbes and Dennis Kucinich. I mean, I'm telling you, this is child's play. I have a contract in Cleveland right now. It's incredible up there. So when I come back here, I have to laugh. It's about keeping your word. That's all it's about. In Cleveland, at least they look you in your face and tell you, I'm going to do you. Here, that doesn't happen. You get looked in your face and get lied to, and then people turn around and do something else. That's where it starts. So stop that, and then you'll have unity.
There's a significant difference between a community such as Cuyahoga County and a small community like this.
Still politics.
Well,
I work for John Conyers. He taught me it's politics no matter where you cut it, wherever you go.
Well, I'm going to raise an issue with that. I've heard that argument forever, and I think that has to stop. Politics shouldn't be about power within our party. For instance, a chairman should stand on what the chairman's done. His backbone should be the precinct committeeman, not because they selected him, not because they controlled them, because the chairman is doing what is best for the Democratic Party. And what was being pointed out is it's not that anymore. It's a matter of power and control. And I think that's a terrible way to run a party.
And again, that's your opinion, and it's not true. I'm doing what I believe is best for the Democratic Party. And there's a group that doesn't believe that's best. I can agree to disagree with them, and I can still work with them. I've disagreed with them many times, but we still work together, Larry. Some people don't agree with me, and they're not going to work with me. That's not my fault. I've reached out. I've done all I can to do that. Yes, Bev, I think you were first. I'm sorry.
Yeah. as those of you know, I represent Hartville, part of Lake Township, whatever. I speak with a lot of people, and part of my problem is, and I will get back to the sheriff's thing, okay? And I will tell you, I believe answering this gentleman's question, what we need to do is, and what I always felt we did, when the people speak, whether you agree or disagree with them, we live and die by the vote. The vote, we support the sheriff that we now have in office. This infighting is ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I went out and I actually asked people, Republicans and else, who do you like as sheriff? Who should we, as Democrats, who do you want to see in there? Hands down, I voted the way the people asked me to vote. I didn't vote my feelings. And that's what you have to look at. And when you vote, it is it. You don't have to agree, you don't have to like it. But you live and die by the vote, and this Central Committee voted in who we wanted. We need to now stand up and support, because I'll tell you what, the downside is, if we don't quit fighting about this issue, the guy that's coming after us from the Republican side is a loser. All right? And I speak from experience. He's a loser. So please, if any of you have connections with the other people, let's not keep this going.
Jan?
I have many things I want to say. First of all, of course, we want to support our new sheriff. And for those of us whose inner heart or inner thoughts chose to support the law, I personally can accept and support him, and I can love the people who voted the other way. And I accidentally sat in the middle of Johnny's camp and didn't feel any tension from them as I stood up in opposition. So I'm pleased to say that it doesn't have to come across as a bully thing. And that's what I'm picking up from you, Larry, is that maybe you've had moments of feeling it was a bully. Not you, but you may have felt that there was. You may have felt that there was a bully attitude towards you, and I just think we need to remember that we're not just one thing. We're human beings with many facets, and we have good parts, and we have strengths, and we have weaknesses, and we all have to merge together in one loom,
Right.
and be much more tolerant of the moments when we are going to be at opposing sides for that moment. It doesn't mean that's going to be tomorrow or the next week.
If you could put that in the water, that'd be great.
I know.
Demetrius.
Have we completed our agenda today?
Pardon?
Have we completed our agenda?
We're under old business.
Is there anything after old business?
New business, that's it.
Is there any
I'd like to
fundraising?
make a motion to adjourn if I can. I don't know if that's appropriate right now, but.
I don't think there's anything else under old business. Yes. New business?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else under new business? Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.